We have a special guest who just called in. Do we want to take this random person who certainly none of us know?
While you're being coy, let's start to talk to Matt Dillahunty. What can we do for you, sir?
Yeah, don't call me a special guest. I'm just a regular caller like everybody else. It's just I can't disguise my voice particularly well. How are you?
Doing good tonight, enjoying the conversation. What can we help you with, Matt?
Well, I was sitting in my chair and I was about to reach over and grab my phone and send V a text message about a question I had earlier today. And I was like, hey, they're on Secular Sexuality now. Just call.
There you go.
There's a lot of antiquated media with bad ideas that have fallen by the wayside, classic old movies that now are viewed as just terribly sexist or insensitive. And you had made a comment on Twitter, and I have been like obsessing on Twitter for the last 2 days or 5 days or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. I've lost track of time.
Time gets lost on Twitter. Well, no.
Yeah. I was going to reply with a link to the video for the song Origin of Love from Hedwig and the Angry Inch. And then I realized, like 2 seconds after I clicked to post it, that this song could be viewed as completely grossly insensitive to non-binary people. Not that this was something that was in the zeitgeist, when Hedwig was around, and certainly not when Plato wrote Symposium.
Right.
So, I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but I don't think it would be like a problem for trans folks at all because it's just talking about gender. But of course, because it's binary by its very nature, I wondered what non-binary people's view of Origin of Love was. And I will hang up and listen to your answer.
Thanks for calling in, Matt. It's a good question and touches on a larger topic as well that we can certainly jump into very briefly. Thank you. I will admit that I have not seen Hedwig and the Angry Inch. So I know the song vaguely, but it's certainly a film that is on my bucket list and has been for a while. And I'm ready for the hate in the comments. Okay, I realize, I get it. I grew up under a rock. Okay,
we're gonna take your breakfast at Tiffany's away.
Please don't. It's the only thing keeping me tethered to this realm. I think that the song, as far as I remember, I was just excited to have like the concept of like another gender, another option even mentioned. So like to me, that was the exciting part. And I didn't necessarily feel ever like offended by it. And in general, I think that I can't speak for all non-binary people or all people who identify in some way genderqueer. But personally, I'm generally very forgiving. If it's not meant in a malicious way and it's outdated and it came out decades ago and the conversation wasn't where it is now, that's fine. Like it might need to come with a caveat in the same way I said, I love Breakfast at Tiffany's, sans the cringeworthy appearance by Mickey Rooney, right? Like you have to call that out and say like, that was horrible. Also, it's a good movie overall. And in the same way, if you feel the need to say, hey, I'm aware that there are some really outdated things happening here, that's always appreciated. And it shows that you are cognizant of the other person you're talking to and that you understand like where the conversation is now. But I don't see any reason to get offended at core pieces of culture, especially if they were trying at the time and maybe just fell short because the terminology wasn't there or because a broader understanding of gender wasn't fleshed out yet.
Yeah, so for folks who are not Hedwig and the Angry Inch fans, this is a little bit like examining words like tranny in Rocky Horror Picture Show, right? Like yeah, so we can recognize that these pieces of art have incredible meaning to very marginalized groups while also themselves being very imperfect in a lot of meaningful ways. It doesn't mean we can't glean that beauty and enjoy it for what it is, while still acknowledging that, yeah, there's some problematic aspects.
Yeah, we don't know that something is problematic until we learn better, both individually as well as societally.
Sure.
And I feel like if we are so concerned with what has happened previously, we no longer are focused on the growth and the movement forward and the advancement forward. If we're constantly in this space of retrospection where we're always looking and taking a look and examining everything that's previously happened, at a certain point, we do have to acknowledge, yes, we know better now. We can do better going forward. And I am sure that there are things that all of us have said, could be even saying today, that in 50 years from now, we'll look back on it and go, aha, now we have better knowledge and better education.
Right.
We only do the best we can in the moments that we have.
I fully agree with that.